Here we go. Peace, 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 peace. Shalom, everybody. This is I'm Low. Welcome to movie Innerstandings. You know what I'm talking about? And here is where we get into movies and their understanding, and we go for a ride, go for a journey, and see what we see what we can see along the way. That's all it is. Sometimes you go for a drive and you just look out and look at what you see. You know what I'm talking about? And here we're talking about Oblivion, right? Which is an interesting movie. Peace, Love Jones. you know. And it is, it has Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman in it. And I thought this was very interesting because I hate to say it, but I was like really getting some in a sense, I was getting Dune vibes, you know, in a sense, at least for a little bit of the premise of the movie, you know what I'm saying? But it sort of dealt with it's like with Infinite. Here we are sort of dealing with memory again. You know what I'm saying? Which is very interesting. It's like we're piggybacking off of Infinite when dealing with memory, and here memory is wiped. you know, like there was a great purge of memory. At the start, like at the first scene, you see present day Earth. Present day New York City, NYC, you know what I'm talking about? And you see, the character Jack and meets a girl, and it's in black and white, which, shows memory or past event. And you just see him wake up and then realize, the woman in the bed is not the woman in the memory. You know what I'm talking about? And that's a crazy thing and whatnot. And I think it just goes to show the dystopian world that he's sort of living in, but it's all normal. You know what I'm talking about? And so that is basically the time frame is March 14th, 2077, right? And that there was a mandatory mind wipe, as he said, 3 years ago, So, there was a time where someone or the culture that they live in figured it would be suitable for a mandatory mind wipe, but you never know why. You just know that it's there, you know what I'm saying, or it was needed, you know what I'm saying. But Jack questions everything, you know what I'm talking about. And so yeah, the fascination in movies should ring an alarm message. Exactly, Sister Kashia, because of the simple fact that it was the memory that was basically coming up from basically the lid, which was the wipe. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I blocked them sovereign needs. But that's the that was the interesting part in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Something that's being kept um or supposedly wiped or faded away is coming back towards him. You know what I'm saying? And he's always questioning, then you get a little bit of uh I guess, review of the setting where, you find out that these things called scavengers, they were the ones that destroyed the moon. You know what I'm saying? And because of the war between, humans and scavengers, we threw nukes and then we contaminated Earth. And then Earth is uninhabitable. So everybody else is on Titan, which is one of Saturn's moons, which is very interesting. So, but they at first was on this ship called Tet, which was a very interesting name for a ship, Tet, just in world culture in general, the word Tet, So what's happening is, and what Jack does is he basically oversees, the I would say the the drilling, or not even the drilling, but but that's the way I can, I guess, say it. The drilling of Earth's seawater into fusion energy for Tet and Titan is used as energy. So basically it's like, as we say down home, it's basically like going offshore. You going offshore, with the oil rigs and whatnot. It's basically going offshore, but that's what he does. But he's basically a maintenance man. He repairs drones, and he looks after the I would say the fusion reactors, on the sea, and his comms officer, Victoria, who is like his mate, watches after him, and reports everything to headquarters, to a screen person named Shelly, you know. And so, you see that, and you see as he's flying around and things like that, he gets hit by lightning. His plane gets hit by lightning, and then he goes to fix a drone, at a football field, which is a ruin. And then he talks about the Super Bowl. Now, mind you, his memory is wiped, but yeah, he's able to talk about the Super Bowl as if he was there, or the Super Bowl at that time, or like he was reliving it as if he was there, so memory is all around him, but it's like it's not his own. It's just something that was retold to him, if you ask me. And then you see him, he goes down the sinkhole to find basically another drone that he's supposed to be fixing and looking after, but it's a trap, but he finds a book, and so, he gets out of the sinkhole, because it's scavengers there, but he's able to get out of the sinkhole thanks to a drone. And once that happens, he goes and give Victoria, a flower, and she instantly throws it out. Already showing that she's basically the dissenting view in the relationship, or the other person holding him back, because Jack, has all of these thoughts and things, and wants to remember and questions, he questions everything, and she's like the guardian of the status quo, you would say, what I'm talking about, and things like that. And you peep that, 'cause she don't want to think about that. So she's a flower, and she just instantly throws it out. It's like, you give a girl flowers, and then she just throws it out. Was Valentine's Day for somebody, So I'm sure we remember those days, when you give a girl a Valentine's Day card and she probably just rips it up in front of you, things like that. Funny, but that's what she does, and so, from that scene, we see, a water reactor. Basically, it blows up, you know, and we see Jack going, to investigate. He goes to the ruins of the Empire State Building, you know, and he finds basically a signal, that something's coming. Oh, Chief said, "Oh, we got Chief Yuya Music. See, we got a new channel. So check it out. Chief Yuya Music. He plays so lovely. Don't you agree? You know what I'm talking about. If you never heard Chief, music, it's real mellow. Cool. Just like him. So yeah, Chief Yuya Music, shout him out on Spotify and all your social media, you know what I'm talking about? So right. The entire movie deals with identity. Just because you have a memory or see an image, what makes you think that is you, like personal identity is in the moment, not our memories. Yeah, I rock with it, Chief. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is not the only movie that sort of deals with identity. Um, we we can go on down the line. Um, Let me see. Um, for some particular reason, I want to say maybe Gattaca probably deals with identity. Um, Let me think. What are the movies? I know there's some about memories. Um, oh, Born Identity. I mean, it does deal with identity. It is in a name, but anyway. um, the film Identity. Okay, Identity. All right, already. Thank you, Sister Deirdre. But yeah, um, personal identity is in the moment. Because you're going to have moments to moments to moments. Memories can be, I guess you could say, can be copy and pasted. As we see in this thing on movie, memories can be copy and pasted. And what you think is yours may not be. It may be the originals. you know. But we see that, but we see Jack going off grid. Like he has his own like sacred space, where you think, where Victoria thinks she's lost his signal. And she's like, "Where are you going?" He doesn't tell her. But he goes to like this little valley, where he has, this little like makeshift cabin, with one of them, oh my goodness, one of them old school, stereos. I know because my auntie had one. And I remember, man, she, with the gray knob and whatnot, and you had to and memory serves me correct, I think what fascinated by me with that dang on stereo is it glowed in the dark, and I used to mess with it, turn it down, messing with the tuning and whatnot, probably would have she probably would have whooped my butt if I, messing with a dang on radio. But I was like, I had one of them, but he also had a record player, you know what I'm talking about? And he had, records for days. You saw some Pink Floyd, you saw I noticed the Pink Floyd. That was I didn't notice anything else. I did see, Brick in the Wall. But right, Jack was 49 down. The line having memories of a place destroyed long before he was created, thinking it was him. Sounds like the psyche of the lost tribe of Shabazz. Yeah, 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 Chief. Matter of fact, so everybody else can see. Yeah. I think that should be interesting. That the numbers basically tell you, I guess, the line of um, when he was made, in a sense, like stamp of authenticity. He's the, this is this is Jack 52. This is Jack 68. But you see that. Yeah, we used to have to wipe the cannabis seeds and cocaine dust from the albums. When we children read this back then. I can't see. Yeah, probably for you, Chief. I can't say, I cannot confirm or deny that. All I can remember is that that was her first apartment, because she moved down the street from us, and that was her first apartment. Her and her girlfriend, because I had a crush on her girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about? Not like girlfriend like you think nowadays, but her girlfriend, her friend. She was real cute too. Anyway, but yeah, she had the door knockers too. Oh yeah, yeah, she was cute. But yeah, those were what them records were used for. That too. But peace out to Arlene. But they didn't do that around little old me. They didn't do it around baby me. So I can't say if they did it or not. But yeah. But for sure. And so, he goes to this place, listen to music, and he just is just in tune with nature. He really, like I say, it's like his sacred space. Where he, got a Yankees cap on, got a flannel, he's not basically wearing his uniform, and he just, it's like in tune, like the world made him to be, whatever, But after that, you see him investigating Sector 17, because that's what the signal says that he should go. And so he finds, a drop ship or whatever, or spaceship, and it has human survivors. But they're basically in like cryostasis, but they're in these things that look like coffins, but metal, right? And we see one of the coffins is the girl in his dreams or in his memories. Album covers with dustpans too back. That I do know, because I do remember my mama did do that, and my grandmother did that too. So they were dust covers. I dustpans. I do remember that. Not, but the trash albums. We ain't messing up no Michael Jackson. We definitely ain't using it off the wall. But what's it? Man, I can't tell you what was a trash record, and at least around then. I can't really tell you. Okay, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper. We may use that for a dustpan, but I don't think we would have bought that record anyway. But I'm just using it as an example. So yeah. But yeah, he sees that she's alive, so he basically, and she's been asleep for around 60 years, but he brings her back to basically his home station. You can call it his home station. And Victoria sees her. Now she may not know who this chick is. I always got, Victoria's in on it, but apparently she's not. But she sort of got that female's intuition, like this chick is the one. You know what I'm talking about? We would use the Christmas albums for dust pans. Okay, Christmas albums that work. I know you ain't messing with the Temptations Christmas album. I mean, I'm just saying. You got that, hey Rudolph, then you got the bass, but I don't really know. I'm guessing. I'm grasping at straws. I don't know. But yeah. And find out that her name is Julia. And so they, talk with her for a bit. And she wants to go back to her ship to basically get the recording, the ship's recording. But Victoria, or AKA Vika, she wants her gone. She wants her gone quick. She tries to claim, like you can tell, she tries to claim Jack like that's her man. Because you can tell, she getting in the protection mode quick. Like this, she about to, she about to steal my bed. But hey. Talk about a work-related relationship. But anyway, but yeah, she was real all over, but Jack pretty much still, asks questions like, what do you remember? And she doesn't, really want to talk about it, But one thing that always comes up, like when Victoria talks to Shelly, she always asks, are y'all still an effective team? That's always code, like, are y'all still, basically, I would say cooperative, or is he cooperative? And what, her response, could affect an outcome, of that, or are you test subjects still, falling in line with, together, is there, dissent, because I think that Jack is probably the model is always him. That's probably the dissenting or the rebellious model. You know what I'm saying? Like that model is always rebelling, and that's why they put that code, because they probably have had that happen more than once. And then probably had to put down that rebellion in a sense. Well, she claimed Jack 49 over 52 with with the swiftness. I know, but in truth, we all have the same memories. We would not be the same, but yeah, but in truth, we all have the same memories. Let me just would we not be the same person? Yeah, that is a good question, Chief. If we all had the same memories, would we not be the same person? AI. AI, at least like the end part of artificial intelligence, when David, sees, another model of himself, and he says, I'm David. David's just going on this whole adventure. He went to the red light district, he went to a flesh fair, and, no, keep me safe, all this looking for the damn blue fairy, but when he finally gets basically to New York or Manhattan, and then he sees himself and he's like, well, I'm David. No, I ain't David. And then he kills, the other David, just saying, I'm David, I'm David, I'm David. That's another movie, I guess, with that deals with identity, But yeah, will we all be the same person? Yeah. Because as you said, Chief, we have the same memories, but the moments would differentiate us. And I would say in this movie, the moments haven't differentiated the Jacks, at least not yet. You sort of gotta wait to watch the movie, a little bit longer. But you see that. So Jack and Julia, they go back to this ship to get the recording device, and Jack, he gets trapped by, or captured by the scabs. But then he realizes the scabs, are human. And then, we see Morgan Freeman's character, questioning, like, we know you, and we know all about you. You know what I'm saying? And right, seeing himself makes him claim one identity because they have the same memories but are not connected um parts of a whole. Yeah, yeah. I totally feel you on that one, Chief, for sure. You know. And so, we see that, and what the scabs want, or the earth humans want, in a sense, is that they want for Jack to reprogram a drone, with a bomb to it, to send up to the Tet to blow it up, to end the war. Because apparently there is a war. The war between the scabs and the and Tet, you know, because you think that the scabs are aliens, but no, Tet is the alien. you know, Propaganda at its finest, But that's what they want, but he refuses, and but he leaves them, and he goes with Julia to the Empire State Building, and then they basically relive um, their memory, because he doesn't know who know. He's like, who are you? So cool. And then she tells him, I'm your wife. you know. And then that memory that he's been, I guess you say, reliving, or has been in his brain, you would say, it finally comes into color as she tells him what all that happened in that memory. And then he remembers it more and more and more. Then, like I say, it comes in the color form. So what was static and black and white, or black, white, and gray, now is Technicolor. It's now a Technicolor and a Kodak moment. you know. And then you find out that Ted was an alien object that they found, and that was the mission, from Julia. And then we see, he goes back to basically the home base, and he tries to talk to Victoria, and she doesn't open the door, and she's like, it was always her, oh, jealous girl, but she betrays him, and tells Shelly, they are not an effective team. And then drone get back online. The drone that he was working on ends up killing Victoria. She gets shot up, you know and you know Jack leaves the station, but then he crash lands, because he's chased after by drones, and he lands in the forbidden zone, right? And you're told that the forbidden zone is the contaminated area. It now is desertous, but they get to the the forbidden zone, and lo and behold, what we find out is that Jack is a clone. And that Jack is working on fixing the drone, that owned, or that was chasing after um, the Jack we know. And they have a scuffle and whatnot. And because of that, Julie gets shot, but he seduces Jack 52. And he goes back to their home base, and he sees, clone Victoria. And it's still the same thing, Victoria's all in love and whatnot, like they a married couple, and things like that. But just like with him, this Jax also questions. Uh, Chief says they all knew it wasn't the original Jack, but there's something appealing about replacing your lover, even if with a clone. Yes, I agree with that, Chief. It was like somebody's in on this. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody's in on it. But yeah, there's something appealing about replacing your lover, even with a clone. Like you can you can buy it at the Walmart. I'll take him. you know, he's on sale anyway. I could get a better model. I don't, I don't know. Mattel still sell those you know, Future Jack, Future Time Jack, I'm Future Time Jack, but yeah. So, we see that, but he goes actually to that station just to get the things or the med kit that would save Julia, because at first she don't want him touching her, and because she sees that he's a clone, and that scares her. You know what I'm saying? And but he goes and gets the med kit, fools Victoria, and still saves her life. You know what I'm saying? And then basically they go back to basically let's see what that reminds me of an episode of Solos on Hulu with Anthony Mack. He was dying and met his replacing clone who takes over when he dies. An episode to check out. Never heard of it. I've never heard of the show you were talking about. I don't even have Hulu, but I will probably check it out one of these days. If it's good, if it's on Amazon, I might. I don't know. I don't do a lot of Western TV right now. The only Western TV show I do is Yellowstone. It brings out the cowboy in me. I don't know. That's the only show I do right now. Western show I do is Yellowstone, just because, it's about the heartland, the prairie. You got Native Americans and you got cowboys, and they act like they the Daniel Sopranos. It's it's like it's a man's show. So yeah, it's like 40 minutes an episode. It may be 40 minutes an episode, but like I say, I don't do a lot of Western TV. But yeah, for sure. So yeah, we see that, Julia's saved. And but even you see Jack admitting that I'm not the original, but I do have his memories. You know what I'm saying? And then they go back to the scabs. And so Jack finds out that he was actually an astronaut, and they retell basically who he was as he's fixing up the bomb. You know what I'm saying? I'm in watching Game of Thrones for the first time. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, yeah, I was on that whole Game of Thrones hype train, until the later seasons just messed it up for everything. But because, it dealt with history, I'm talking about. I was there for it. But yeah, I do understand where you're going with that one, Sister Kashia, you know what I'm talking about. But he fixed, the drone, but then they get raided, with basically a voice recognition of Victoria, and so the drones raid, the scouts base, and they lose the drone. So Jack and Julia said that they'll go up, in the like the see-through land glider that Jack rides back, up into space. It was interesting that Jack fell into a library when he met the scabs. Yeah, I would say so too, Chief. Only for the simple fact that it's like the books, with this Jack, it's the books that I would say opens his maybe opens his door to, I hate to say it, consciousness, because he collects books. He was collecting a lot of things in that in the shelter that he had, records, books, glasses, gorilla, which Empire State Gorilla, the movie King Kong, that was supposed to be about Jack Johnson, Yeah. So we have that. So they decide to go up together, right? But like a couple, like we're doing this together, like they're going down with the ship. And so Julia is supposed to be in cryostasis with the bomb inside, basically the cryostasis pod. We just say it like that. And Jack flies up to the Tet, and then as he is doing that, you sort of also understand that the Tet is basically an alien planet destroyer. It's sort of like, how can I put this? It's sort of like the thing that oh, you probably wouldn't know. It's comic book reference, but it's like the thing that Galactus used to destroy planets and whatnot, in Silver Surfer. That's why they use Morgan Freeman to represent the wise old man. If the conscience that Carl used to speak on, right, Chief? Because he did, bring him to that. But also, I would say Morgan Freeman also represented the memory of what the original once was, and to recall, and to get that Jack to recall who the original memory came from, in that sense, because he knew who he was, he knew who the original was, but Jack didn't know, or this Jack didn't know. So for Jack to find himself, he had to leave his sector. Pushing beyond his limits brought a new realization of himself. I agree, Chief. That's what the forbidden zone, I would say, represented. Pushing beyond his limits, because every time he would get to the forbidden zone, he would just veer left. Oh, we can't go there. But when he finally was able to get there, them drones pushed him in the sense, but he got there, and he pushed beyond his limits in that moment, So, but you see that, and then we have as Jack is basically flying up to the Tet, he hears the recording of the ship, the Odyssey. Totally agree. Freeman's character Beach was like an original holder of the old way, and if an old people. Yeah, I could dare say that that's what the scouts represented. being the old people, in a sense, or the descendants of the old people, the survivors, and whatnot. One thing that made the scabs interesting was their precision, their sniper precision. They knew, where to hit a drone to bring it down quickly, because of the armor plating that it had. So that was very interesting for me, that I liked about them, But yeah, he listens to the audio play and realized that he's the astronaut, or the lead astronaut. And Ashley, Victoria, is like the co-pilot. He's the pilot, she's the co-pilot. And you can already see that basically Julia was already in cryo stations at the time, but we see in the picture, or at least the picture that you always see at the home base, is the picture that Victoria took. Like they all in love, but he's engaged. You know what I'm talking about? And she's, you see that she has a crush on him, but he ain't feeling it. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah. So they're going to, basically make first contact with Ted, and you see he releases basically part of the ship where the pods are, and him and Victoria go into the Ted, and basically that's the end of the and Shelly is actually basically the comms officer for, let's just say, Houston, so yeah, so they go into the ship and never get hear from again, right? And so Jack goes back into the Ted, and then he sees all the copies, of him and Julia. I mean, him and Victoria. And it's like a bunch. And then you see the drones, escort him in and whatnot. And he's talking to Sally. And then he realized that he's talking to like a machine. To me, I would liken it to, Alexa or Siri. That's really what it is. It's like an alien's artificial Alexa or Siri. That's basically what I thought of it. That basically had look, there go my Siri right now talking. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's basically what it was. And as he's talking and basically buying time, you see that Julia wakes up, and she's actually in the valley, that he brought her to, and he basically lived in. And the person that's actually in the other pod is, Beach. And you see that they switch places. Right. They give that guy figure the name Shelly to give this evil god figure above the clouds and innocence. Yeah. Yeah, gee, but I'm like, some just ain't quite right. Like, it just felt like, Shelly was like an avatar, at least, every time you saw her on the screen, it felt like that was the avatar talking. Now you're actually seeing, as you enter the tech, you're actually seeing what Shelly really is. But everything that she, was like on Earth, that was the avatar talking. That was the avatar. And like, I want to say, and the handle name was Shelly, But yeah, like you said, that was the God figure, and that's what she tells Jack. I am your God, you know. Um, but sure, and that, of course, it referred to itself as God at the last moment. Yep, it sure did. You know what, Shelly, F you, and he blows himself up with Morgan, with Beach and Ted, and everything shuts down. The drones shut down, and things like that. He sacrifices himself, and whatnot to save everybody. And so we basically fast forward, to 3 years later, and we see, Julia farming, have her own little garden, and she had a little girl. She had a daughter. We know who the daddy is, and so we see a little boy, across the pond or across the creek. You know what I'm talking about? Waving at the little girl. Can she come out to play? Things like that. And then you see, the scabs, actually, doing the hunting gathering on the hunting gathering side of the game, and they meet up with, Julia and them, and then lo and behold, you see, Jack 52 walking and say, I have his memories and reliving things like that, and I'm back, and then you have the little girl say, Mommy, who's that? Who's that? So Jack comes back home in a sense, but we know it's a clone, but the fact that he sort of has those memories still poses the question of identity, even at the end. Does Julia see him as the same Jack that she's been spending time with, nurtured the seed with? you know, um, you know, can you buy one, get one free? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But I say that it reminded me of Doom only because of the simple fact that you had Jack, who was like Duncan Idaho, a Gola, and he's re-getting his memories. That's the Doom side. You know what I'm saying? And then, Duncan Idaho had many copies of himself, and they all had different moments and identity. But you never sort of get that in Doom when it comes to Duncan Idaho. But yeah, we see the creation of humanity all over again. Jack 52, factors of 7. 7 has the God energy of the yet, or, well, you do it like this. The Tetragrammaton. I'm pretty good with big words, Some people stumble, but you break them up, like syllables. Tetragrammaton. Okay, Tetragrammaton. There we go. So for those that don't know, sometimes if you see a big word, you break it, down, and then you put it together. But yeah, Jack 52, factors of 7. So yeah, um, that was a good movie. But yeah. Hey, some people don't know how to say big words. You know what I'm talking about? And they be struggling. I ain't gonna make fun of the people on this platform. But yeah, some people do have problems with big words, and some people do. Some people have problems with, well, we've always seen people that have problems with names, you know, um, and things like that. But it's it's just simple phonics, One thing you can sort of respect about, phonics is, it can be sort of universal in a time where you can, you know, sound out words and then make them make sense. Or maybe that's just me. But yeah, but this was a very, like I say, this is a very good movie for identity and memory, So it's like what came. You want to say what was true, the person of the memory. You know what I'm saying? Did the memory was the memory living? That forced him out into consciousness or to have new moments. Or things like that. Just things that mull around in your head and think about. You know what I'm talking about? If you're that type of person, if you don't want to think about it, don't worry about it. But yeah, but peace, GH. So that's that's really all I got with this one, man. Like for real, this one was cool. You know what I'm talking about? Nice little sci-fi movie, but next strong, like next strong, right? We are going to do a movie. Sorry to bother you. We taking it back to the West Coast. And whatnot. So we gonna do Sorry to Bother You. This is the first request of DJ Shmoney. She did have the Deus Ex Machina energy. I will say that she did have have that energy for sure, Chief. Yes, but yeah. This is the first request from Sham the Joy. So we gonna give her props. You know what I'm talking about, and work with it. You know what I'm talking about, and I was put on this movie a long time ago. And and I was happy that I was, because it was a cool little movie. But this time I guess I get to, I was just watching it just to watch it. Now I actually have to break it down. So now I have to look at it with different eyes, you know what I'm talking about, and whatnot. I can't just be looking at the looking at the chick with the arrow side, doing all doing all the moves, Can't do that no more. So I actually got to really pay attention and watch for the signs. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you're on the journey, man. You got to watch for the signs. So yeah. So that's what we're gonna be doing next strong. You know what I'm talking about? And tomorrow, we got Shamanu, and you'll be with me, and Achi That, you know what I'm talking about? We gon', I swear we we probably, give the savage Shabazz and whatnot. Oh, here they go again. What they gonna say this time? Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of those. So, tune in. Tune in and just, suck up the reading, you know what I'm talking about. And just fellowship, you know what I'm talking about? Yes, the savage duo. But I ain't snitching. You know what I'm talking about, Chief? I ain't snitching. I'll be part of the savage duo, but I ain't snitching. Exactly. She is savage Shabazz, So yeah, that's what we owe. But like I said, I ain't snitching. I don't snitch. We give savage Shabazz. We just give savage Shabazz. It's what's needed. You can't always be cute and cuddly and have ambiance. Sometimes you just gotta be bare bones with it. You know. being, straight nomad, savage in the game, being a brave and whatnot. So yeah, I'm a part of that duo. Never thought, that would be I'll be part of that duo, but I like it. You set them up, set them high, I hit them low, whatever. So yeah, that's what we on. Still gonna be on family structure. You know what I'm talking about? So um, read over, family structure. Even if we going paragraph by paragraph, just read it over more than once. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, in our new way. You know what I'm talking about? And we gonna get into it. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. But give thanks everybody, and I will see you. Well, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, but I will for this show. For movie Innerstandings, I will see you day strong. When we get into sorry to bother you. You know what I'm talking about? And hey man, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you then. So give thanks and peace.